Buyers Mission, which features over 50 accredited international buyers from the Middle East, Africa, Asia and Europe, facilitating meetings between buyers and sellers to strengthen trade partnerships and expand networks. In addition, the exhibition includes a variety of educational programs, including the Sahara Conference, which brings together
Welcome back, and to shed more light on the exhibition, we're delighted to be joined over the phone by engineer Hassan Shaaban, economic expert. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, engineer Shaaban. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Sir, how would you comment on the significance of the exhibition and its impact and the timing of the exhibition being held here in Egypt?
Well, actually, here in Egypt, we are paying a lot of attention for expansion in the agro field. Actually, agriculture means a lot to us in our economy, and the government is really having a number of projects. They are leading projects in Africa, and I think we're a good example for the African countries in the field of regaining control over the desert and controlling sand dunes and trying to create a lot of projects, permanent and permanent projects in the field of agro. So actually, Egypt is a leading country, and I think we deserve to lead this conference. And now we're hosting a lot of African countries in this exhibition.
Sir, how would you describe the exhibition's impact as a chance for Egyptian companies, in particular, to access global markets?
Definitely, this is a good chance for the Egyptian companies to get the required exposure and present itself and the expertise they have in the field of seeds. We are doing good in the field of exchanging experiences with other African countries, because a lot of African countries depend on rain, for instance, in the agriculture. We depend mainly on underground water and the River Nile. Exchanging ideas about how our brothers in Africa are handling their projects, it will be very beneficial, because I think in the very near future, Egypt might have to create farms in Africa in order to produce the required crops that we require as a strategic crop, like corn and so forth. And I think this gathering is offering us a good chance to cooperate with our brothers in Africa and get the Egyptian companies a chance to sell its products.
Indeed. Well, sir, what programs and networking activities does the exhibition offer to support development and continuity of business relationships?
Well, Egypt is we are well known in the agriculture field. We are mainly agriculture-oriented, agro-oriented countries, and I think we could help our brothers in Africa, because we have a good research center in the Ministry of Agriculture, and I think we are tightening our relations with our brothers in the Nile Basin and in Western Africa especially.
Mhm. Sir, the exhibition hosts events like the Business Matching Program and Buyer's Mission, featuring more than 50 accredited international buyers from the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and Europe. How do such activities impact business development in Egypt?
Come back with this again. We had a bad connection. Come back with this again because we had a bad connection.
Okay. I repeat my question, sir. The exhibition hosts events like Business Matching Program and Buyer's Mission, featuring more than 50 accredited international buyers from the Middle East, Africa, Asia, and Europe. How do such activities impact business development in Egypt?
Well, Egypt have a responsibility toward our colleagues in Africa, and we are the bridge between Africa and the rest of the European countries, and I think in the very near future, Egypt, after improving our infrastructure, projects like highways and ports and so forth, we will be the gate to export to Africa a lot of the African products, actually, whether from our ports on the Red Sea to the Far East, or to Europe and the States from the Mediterranean. So I think Egypt has a major role to play in the near future.
Indeed, sir. Sir, the exhibition includes educational programs in the agricultural fields. How do you weigh this approach?
Well, training is the key, actually. Training and teaching our young engineers new methods and techniques in irrigation and harvest and so forth. This will be very important for our coming generations in Egypt and in Africa, and this is why the training classes are very important, and the sessions that will be made in this exhibition is very important.
Well, I would like to thank you so much, Engineer Hassan Shaaban. Many thanks for your insights, sir. And dear viewers, now we move on to our special reports. Algeria's president was re-elected with 84.3% of the vote in the country's presidential election. More details in the following report.
Algerian President Abdelmejid Tebboune has won a second term with 84.3% of the vote in last week's election. Final results showed Saturday down from an initial count contested by his challengers. The preliminary results issued by the North African country's electoral authority ANI on Sunday gave Tebboune nearly 95% support, prompting other candidates to challenge the result in appeals to the Constitutional Court. The court's president Omar Belhaj announced on Saturday the official count, with Tebboune far ahead of his two little-known challengers. Belhaj said in remarks broadcast live on national TV and radio stations, quote, "We announce that Mr. Abdelmejid Tebboune is elected for a second term and will assume his responsibilities when he swears in," end quote. The 78-year-old incumbent had been widely expected to win comfortably and was focused instead on securing a high turnout, which according to Belhaj stood at 46.1% in the September 7 ballot. Tebboune was elected in December 2019 with 58% of the vote, despite a record abstention rate above 60% amid the mass Hirak pro-democracy protests. More than 24 million Algerians were registered to vote in this election out of a population of 45 million. According to the figures released by the court, 11.2 million of them turned out on September 7 with 9.4 million valid ballots.
Ladies and gentlemen, with that final report, we come to the end of this edition of Africa Today. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more coming up here on Nile TV International. This is Naveen Ramzi signing off.